And pray live. Okay. Hello, fellow Poxers. This is my Mito and Gamers interview with us live from the United States. He's the champion of the UD and the Champions of PoxNora tournament. LordQ, pleasure to have you here tonight.
What up? What up? Thanks for having me.
hmm So we're going to ask you a couple of questions about the match between you and Zorbot, the champion of KF. Then we're going to ask you a couple of questions about Pox in general, and we're going to move on to the Q&A section at the end of the interview. So if any of you guys have questions for Lord Q, just post it in the comments, and we'll answer it. All right. So you've been chosen as the champion of UD. How long have you been playing PoxNora?
Probably since like Grimlick's Descent. I think I started playing when I was in Denmark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So that's like how many years? 5, 6?
A lot. Yeah. I don't know. Longer than I like to admit, but it is what it is.
All right. So have you started off playing UD from the start, or did you try different factions and then you found UD?
I tried in the beginning when I first found Pox. I tried. It was between ST and UD, and I just didn't like the way that ST played. Plus, Demons are just cooler, so that's what it was. And at the time, there was a guy named Sinwind, and like he's probably like the best UD player I ever seen play. And when I seen him play the faction, I'm like, yeah, easily.
That's the faction for me.
Yeah, that's how I want to play. Fast, rush, in your face. But then, they changed everything when Corpse came around. So UD's been kind of all over the map.
So right now, after all the changes UD has been through, why are you still into UD?
I think it's just a toss-up between because they got the coolest looking runes and I guess maybe some loyalty. Because I mean, I can't play any other faction. I don't have as much fun. And a lot of factions come off just as weak or lame, and that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that that's actually how it is. This is how I see it. I like the demons, and I like their playstyle. I like damage. I like quick hitters. I mean, it's a funner faction to play. The only problem with it is it's handicapped. So if you can't get quick kills or you can't pull off your combos quick enough, you're almost sure to get picked off by range. Even though we probably got some of the best range defense. Range champions are so dominant with their ways around attacking. I mean, the game is centered for range and mid font. So whoever gets the range out usually wins.
So if you can create your own rune in the next expansion, what would you concentrate on?
I would definitely make obviously a UD rune, and I think I don't know. I like pretty much all of the themes that we got going. They all could use a rune. I mean, what theme couldn't? But I mean, I like demons the most. So I would like to make a more efficient. Like I like Deep Elf Fanatic, but then all these vulnerabilities they nerfed them. So I'd like more of a champion that helps rush, but have such a weak, frail build. I mean, all of our champions are like glass cannons. There's very few that are tough, and the ones that are easy to immobilize. It's like you give us firepower, then you don't let us use it, and then you give everybody else firepower and let them kind of have at it. So,
Use it. So, you've played versus Zorbot a couple of minutes ago, and you created this BG, which was supposed to be used on all other factions. So, while creating the BG, what was your thought process? How did you choose the different champs? All of that.
Honestly, I didn't really make this BG specifically for the tournament. It's something I've been playing with. It's my demon / meta BG. It's usually pretty good if I can get my counters out. I usually solve a lot of problems with that BG. For example, I also run a fire BG. That BG is a lot more difficult to play with, but it's also more fun. It's more risk, more reward. But the BG that I played with against Zorbot was more for meta and fun combos, like with Blade of the Snake, Relocate, a lot of Dark Pack. But he got a good champ out early, that Guru medium, and I couldn't get. I have a counter for it, but I couldn't get it drawn. I couldn't get my Grief Bearer out. To help get rid of some of the illusions, but also for detection. And that's another thing. we could use, speaking of a new expansion, if anyone's listening, we could use some good fire detection, like a champ that would fit well in a fire BG with some detection, because it sucks. There's nothing worse than getting picked apart by stealth and you can't do shit about it.
Yeah. So, when did you realize that the match was not going for you? When did you say, well, that's it?
I mean, same point everybody did. As soon as he dropped 17 spells in one turn, I was like, oh, well,
All
that's
right.
pretty much the game. You know,
Yeah.
that's hard to come back from. And the thing is it was either going to be him or
You
me.
think that that is a problem?
I'm sorry, say that again. You broke up.
You think that that is a problem? Yeah. You think that is a problem for Keither Forest, the spell spam?
Um, I played back when they were kind of frail and they needed to rely on that. Now they're a lot more powerful and they don't need it. And they still get the
Yeah.
AO3 spells. I think if they got the UD treatment, got
Mm,
the AOE2, it would balance it out more and reduce everybody's area of effect spells or hand them out more handily. I mean, just imagine if I had AO3, what I could do with it. But then again, that's just not our theme. We get the area effect too. So the spell spam is a part of the game. I get that. It just bothers me
yep.
how unbalanced it is for certain factors. Like you can put two champs on the board and rely to win on spells, and most of the time you can pull it off. Now, of course, there's always exceptions, but I mean, I think the spell spam is a little deep. But then again, in the same breath, I mean, I've spell spam too. Shit, if the opportunity arises and you need to win a game, go
You
for it.
do it.
Yeah, of
Yep.
course.
So, if you could choose to change a couple of moves you made in the match, which move would you specifically choose?
Um, maybe one of the deployments. I dropped a Corona, and I'm going to drop a different champ.
Hmm.
And I thought that would help, but then I realized with them stupid slags out, I can't use any of my abilities because they're impenetrable. So
What about the slags, by the way? What do you think of the slags?
I mean, they're part of the game. The thing that bothers me most, though, would be the mass healing, like the global healing, and the range dominance. It's not so much. I mean, the slags are cool. They are, they offer a unique, different way of defense. Like you got drop Sonora split, but I don't like the fact that you can heal 37 of them with one champ, and depending on the other champs you have,
Yeah.
you get heal charges. I mean, it's a good combo, but a lot of that stuff needs brought back in line, and hopefully, the Gedden and the team can bring some things back into where you need just a little more strategy and a little bit less luck. You know, I'm playing a game by the way now. I just spam games when I can
Hmm.
play, and then
So, I was dying. You are? Seriously? All
right
right. So,
now,
if you remember any moves, any things, yeah, right now while you're
yeah,
share in if you're yeah, sharing all that. We thought that PoxNora was gonna die. Nobody, no devs were communicating with us. Many players left. Did you share that feeling?
No, I mean, PoxNore's been around for a long time, and as long as it was going, I was going to support it because it's one of the games I started playing and stuck with. A lot of games, you get bored of. Like Pox, you can quit and come back, and it's always Pox is always going to be there. So the whole death thing, I mean, it has a cult following, so for it to die, someone would really have to not care, which I thought Sony did. But at the same time, if there's money to be made by selling the game back or doing whatever, they're obviously
Yeah.
going to try and recoup some of the losses. So I think it was a win-win situation. But no, I don't ever give up, man. I mean, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Everybody has some type of special opinion about it, but I don't think any of them helped develop the game. I believe they're customers just like everybody else. If you don't like it, don't play the shit. Don't stop crying about it. Um, I don't know. I just think that some people
That's
feel very
fair.
entitled.
All right. So Desert Owl is buying game, and we're gonna in future revamp it. So what are you expecting to be changed in X?
I'm sorry, say that again. You broke up just a little bit during the last one.
All
What
right,
do I?
sure. So Desert Owl is buying the game. Already bought it from Sony.
Right.
So they're gonna revamp the game in the future.
Hmm.
what are you expecting from the revamp? What are the changes are that to be implemented in Pox?
I think the biggest thing is a tutorial, an interactive tutorial that is well thought out because I mean, Pox is there's so many variables and things that go into just one game that no standard tutorial can prepare you for. So if you could just build a foundation of general skills and ideas, you're not going to get better at the game or learn it until you actually play it. So I think that will be something I would like to
Hmm.
see. And then also, I would like to see, them just do a little bit more balancing and making the game more faction oriented. Stop handing out everybody's traits to all factions. For the longest time, UD didn't have range, and that was a thing. But then everybody started getting crazy
Yes.
beaters, and then all of a sudden, now all of a sudden we have crazy range, and it's something that I would like to see go back to how it used to be. I guess would be
Hmm.
my wish. But again, it's their game. I
So
have
you like
faith.
specialized factions?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think it's unique to have each faction have its own strengths and weaknesses, not just be a Swiss Army knife depending on the theme you play. So yeah.
Yeah. So what is your favorite rune?
My favorite rune is probably more based off of just art. Like I like Lord Max, but my favorite rune, probably one of my favorite runes to play with, would probably. Mm, I don't know. Demon Vein vampires are pretty fun. I mean, because they're durable in regards to as they can heal themselves. They're immune to some
Yep.
things, being FW, and they can pack a punch. But what's cool is they're one of the few champs in UD that actually has a decent defense, and as soon as it hits the board, it changes the game.
Yeah.
Um, so that's pretty cool. No, obviously Grimlick because he was, during I played during Grimlick's Descent, but the problem is he's such an investment and the minute you lose him, it instantly changes the tide. And we got Demon Shield, but there's just so many counters out there. You can't
Yeah.
rely. I mean, I can't afford to put a 100 Nora champ on the board and not know I'm going to keep him for at least 2 or 3 kills. So,
It is not as durable as, say, Sirkin, for example.
oh God, no. I mean, is there a better range champ than Sirkin? I mean, he has
No.
AOE, he has
No.
range, he has defensive strike, he has 37 range. I mean, obviously
Everything.
that's exaggeration. Yeah, I mean, and that's my point with range. Like, okay, it's cool that he's this, the Lich Lord and all that, but bring a little bit of authenticity back. Make his range 4 or 5 to 8, something. And if you're going to give him a frost cone or something, make it him a lot less Swiss Army, a lot more build oriented. I guess you could say. I don't know.
Yeah, so you like every rune to have a specific role which it plays in the BG rather than playing everything at the same time.
Right, because I think that takes a little bit of strategy away from the game that you used to have.
Yeah.
Now it's just whoever can, just shit out champs to have the most abilities, and there you go. Um, so
All
I don't
right.
know.
So, last question. You're playing a lot right now, right? So
Yeah.
you can see players playing different stuff. The top players playing different factions and splits. What do you think are the most dominant faction, full faction, and split BG?
I think the most dominant splits are depending on the combos and the bugs that you can find off.
Hmm.
I know the AP denial thing is pretty popular right now. That's pretty
Yep.
tough to deal with just because it's hard to get rid of the equipment. Um,
Hmm.
and then I would say after that maybe I don't know. I don't know. Um, Hold on one second. I'm in the middle of a turn. Let me
Yeah.
hold on. Let me just do that.
Think it through.
Yeah, right.
All right. Blast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stupid. So get in the strongest faction, I think, full faction for me personally, because it's what I have to deal with. FW right now, or Forsaken Waste, seems to be almost unbearable to deal with for my specific play and for my
Mhm.
BGs.
It's
Um,
always been the case with FW and UD.
Yeah. Because they got such good range champs and they can spot remove very quickly. And a lot of our champs, like I
Yeah,
said, are glass cannons. You got to get a kill, or you're at the mercy of your opponent. And
yeah.
FW is very good at disabling or ranging you down, or spot removing. And then I guess my second faction that gives me most difficulty is actually KF. I mean, they're so damn fast and cheap, and
Yep.
they're tough to deal with.
hmm
Um, so
So,
that
and the split faction, the split BG, you think it's AP denial at the moment, and anything that's buggy and broken.
Yeah, like I mean, last game I tried to attack a champ that was ethereal with my demonologist, and because it was stealth, I couldn't attack it. But I could see the
Yeah.
champ, I just couldn't attack it. So,
Yeah, I could see it too, but I know the bug. I was like, no, don't do that.
and I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't know that bug just till I'm like, oh shit, I can't attack him. And
Yeah.
I think things like that need to be really fixed because I mean, how can you strategize for a game if bugs are
If
allowed
there are
to
bugs
be?
all the time, exactly.
Yeah, so it does make it difficult. But again, it's the game. You win some, you lose some. I don't know. There's not a player I haven't beat except for maybe Kithros,
hmm
Sinwin, and that's it. I've beaten all the other players at least once. Not saying that I'm better than them, but that just shows you how
Yeah,
random each game can be.
sure.
That there's a lot of
No one
things that
is
factor into it.
unbeatable. Yeah.
Exactly.
hmm
So
hmm
yeah, that's pretty
All
much
right,
the
great.
state of Pox for me.
It was awesome having you with us tonight. Great game. Thank you a lot. That
Certainly.
is LordQ, guys, the champion of UD in the PoxNora tournament. Pleasure having you here.
All right, man. Appreciate it. You have a good evening.
Bye. So guys, if you like this video and you want more, comment below, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe for more Meadotastic videos. We're out.